Hey y'all, welcome back to Dots and Beyond. I'm Beth. Today we are going to do a plan with me for April 2024. Let's go ahead and get started. Our theme for April is going to be the Aquamarine door, and this is the cover page. I have mine printed on vellum. This is just on regular printer paper. If this is your first time watching, my doors theme comes from the book 10,000 Doors of January. Each month I'm imagining a different door and what the world would be like behind that door. I'm going to start here on the calendar page for my Sterling Ink Common Planner. I use this primarily for memory keeping. So looking back at March, you can see where we are. Here was a day that I just was done. I was so tired that day. A lot of this has been filled up with moving things, getting things done post-move, some other drama in my life, all of that sort of thing. We're going to go ahead and set this page up. And I am using my planner kit, which is downloadable. I am going to go ahead and stick in all of these little numbers, and while I'm doing that, let's look at the planner kit. So the planner kit has a number of pages. There are 3 different versions of this cover page. There is one with a Monday start, there is one with a Sunday start, and there is one that is blank. You don't have to use it for April. Moving on from there, I always do a page of some images and pictures. I have taken inspiration this month from Atlantis. We also have some planner icons, some badges, some quotes, little miniature icons for coffee dates or meals, a page of florals, and then the last page has some instructions and a story to go along with the Aquamarine door. You can download the kit from my Patreon. You do not have to be a member. If you are a Beyonder or on the Elementals tier, this kit is complimentary to you. For all others, it is $5, but again, you don't have to be a member. You can just go and download that PDF. Okay, we have our dot stickers in for our dates. I'm going to stick in a few other things on this page. I am going to stick in a little sticker with our Atlantean sort of vibe to give us that hint of that's what this theme is. And just put that right over there. Stick this April. Where do I want to put this month? Last month I did put it at the top because we had that gap going into March. February I had it on the side. January I had it on the side. Yeah, I think I'm going to stick it on the side again. Decisions, huh? The decisions we have to make when we get ready to do our planners. All right. I do use washi paper to print my sticker kit on. If I didn't, this would be getting extra fat. By now, it's already starting to get a little bit fluffy, but this definitely helps keep it a little bit in check. I did go ahead and do an eclipse icon. I'm going to go ahead and put this on this day because that's about the biggest thing that's going to happen, I think, on April 8th is that we have this whole eclipse situation. You know, for all of the 4 minutes of totality or whatever that you want to go and stare at the sun. If you do choose to go stare at the sun, please do so with the appropriate eyewear. Not just any dark glasses. Make sure they are the ones that say like eclipse on them so that you don't damage your eyes. As the mom of a boy who just had retinal surgery, not related to looking at an eclipse, just know that this is not something that you want to mess with. You definitely don't want to be looking up at the sun without some sort of protective eyewear on. Here I've put in the sticker of a harp with some coral around it and just this little, goddess-like creature. I haven't been very good about using my badge icons, and I thought I would cut some of them out and use them here where I am going to record my social media stats. I write them down at the beginning of each month, and then I pretty much don't look at them again. It's just my healthy way of not, obsessing over it, because I can't be obsessing over that kind of thing or I would drive myself absolutely crazy. And then I'm also going to stick a quote on this page. Feeling empowered, this one says, "She became something else entirely, something so radiant and wild and fierce that a single world could not contain her. And of course, this month, the secondary world that we're going into is behind the Aquamarine door. I don't know what I'm going to do for 2025 at this point, because this one is so color centric. It's so tied to whatever the color of the door is, and I've got my nails on for the door. Normally I know by now, so it's a little surprising for me. All right, signature colors that I always use on here. You'll see in March there's a lot of gold, so I always use gold. I do keep a dual tip marker, this Shuttle Art dual tip marker that came in gold, as well as a gold gel pen handy, so I always have those with me. I am going to go ahead and mark in here. On the 11th, I have arts tickets for Simply Sondheim with some girlfriends. And I also have an event this day for work that is out of town. It's like 3 hours out of town. I have to get back in time for the more fun thing rather than the event that I have for work. But I'm going to go ahead and stick that on there, and I've already got the eclipse on there. Otherwise, this is, like I said, memory keeping. We're going to write in YouTube and Instagram and Patreon stats at the beginning of the month. For my signature colors, I have a Zig Cling color dot marker. I like to keep a dot marker in addition to the gold dot marker around. This one is number 407, which is pale turquoise. And then the best tan that I could find that matches my vibe is a calligraph that I have from Archer and Olive. Until last month, I basically hadn't touched any of the calligraphs that I'd gotten in subscription boxes and things at all. And this is the second one in a row. I used a calligraph last month as well. And I think I'm going to see if I can draw a straight line with that color. It's close enough. It's actually very close to the pencil color, so that we can record those statistics on the 1st of the month. And that is what my monthly setup is going to look like. Let's go ahead and jump into where my month daily logging will begin. This is what that looks like. This is for March. I stick in my cover page. I print mine on vellum, stick it in with a piece of tape. This is where I am at today. I'm going to leave some room for me to finish out the week. I'm going to leave some room for a quarterly reflection. So we're going to set up some things for April, but there's some stuff that I'm not going to fill in yet until I do that quarterly reflection. And I'm planning to make a video on that, going through that process. So we'll go ahead and jump to here. I've got some things sketched in already on how I want to set this up for April. And guys, I can't believe April is here. I'm not mad about it. If you've been watching any of my videos, it's been a difficult quarter for Beth, and I'm really not mad about April being here. All right, it's just shocking is what it is, because the year is flying by. Maybe it's flying by because I've just had so much drama in my life. All right, I am going to stick this in using this card. Just fold the tape around it. Get my vellum tucked in where I want it to be. I do have it sized to be just a little bit smaller than the A5 journal. That did not go in straight at all. That's all right. We're going to stick a piece of tape there. We're going to stick a piece of tape here. Then I'm going to turn this over and I'm going to stick a piece of tape in the middle as well. And that will secure that super, super well. And I just used the magic Scotch tape because it does magically pretty much disappear, especially on this Tomoe River paper. It just blends right in. You can't see it on the vellum, and you pretty much can't see it on the paper. And if need be, you can write over it with a ballpoint pen. I don't know if a gel pen actually will, but there we go. There is my Aquamarine door. I still have the keys hanging from it, which mimics the keys hanging from the cover of the 10,000 Doors of January book. We've gone with some tropical themes. We've got some coral. We've got some shells. I'm getting ready for warm weather, I think is really what I'm looking for. I also have like a teal cup, but it says Utah on it. It does have the teals and the browns, but it's a Utah Starbucks cup. Doesn't reflect the vibe considering Utah is inland and that their lake is salty. The same kind of salty, but salty. All right, to set up for the month, I'm gonna draw a gold line down the middle of this page. Sometimes I smudge it. I've decided that's okay. There we go, we did okay on that one. Not quite as smudgy. And then I'm going to highlight here. We're just gonna carry that across. These categories that I'm gonna write in are the same on this side and this side, so I just write them on the left. The left side is going to be my goals for the month based on the 5 elements of earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. I have both a goals video, if you want to go check that out, or even earlier than that, I have an introductory video to my elemental life operating system where I researched it, how I came up with my own categories, and all of that sort of thing. I will make sure that it is linked in the description box below, or at least at the end of the video, somewhere where you can find it. So we are going to put in Earth, which is my home and hearth domain. Air is career and creativity. Fire is relationships. Water is health and wellness. And spirit is essentially spirit, but this is where I put things like personal learning or spiritual things that I want to do, like communing with nature or going on a hike or traveling. Travel falls under spirit for me because it is one of the things that lifts my spirits more than any other thing. So at the beginning of the month, we're going to put some goals here. I'm not going to write those in yet because it's still a little bit early and I haven't done a monthly reflection, but I'm going to put 3 very light bullet points. I think they'll show up okay. Last month I used gold, but I just kind of wanted to use the teal. This teal or aquamarine color used to be one of those colors that I just didn't really love. And now it is one of the accents like in my kitchen. And I chose it because it is the patina color of copper. That's where I decided that I liked that color. Is that coming through? Yeah, it's gonna shadow just a little bit, but that's all right. It's very light. I'll have up to 4 things for the month that I want to do for each element. I do not have to fill in all 4. And again, I'm going to do that quarterly reflection before I come back and fill this in. And then this reflection is for the end of the month. So here in April, I've started writing in a few things to correspond with what I had on this side. I haven't fully filled it out yet, obviously, because I haven't gotten to my end of month reflection, but that's what that idea is for. Okay, and then down here, I have events, and we know on the 8th we have an eclipse, and on the 11th I have simply Sondheim, and then on the 20th is my youngest son's birthday. This is just for random thoughts at the end of the month. Behind here, I am going to set up a page that I call the voices. This is my brain dump page. It is the voices in my head. I do have voices in my head. I live with bipolar disorder, and sometimes I feel like it's just necessary to acknowledge the voices in the head, not try to ignore them, and that I am allowed to sort of poke fun at myself and that I have voices in my head. Trust me, I have bipolar medication that I take that helps me sleep, specifically to shut them up. And we smudged. I managed to not smudge it here, but I smudged it there, and that's okay. Just learn to live with it, make mistakes, and you can just look at it and go, look at that. I made a mistake, and I don't have to fix it. It's very liberating. It took me a long time to get there. It took me a long time to get there. Something that I am going to try and do differently with the voices in my head is because I really didn't use this spread a whole lot last month. I jotted some things down, but I didn't really use it like I typically use a brain dump page. So I've sectioned this into 4. I wonder if this is dry. And we are gonna try to just brain dump by week. So that's week 14. It's the 1st through the 7th. Week 15 is the 8th through the 14th. Week 16 is the 15th through the 21st. And week 17 that's all we're gonna do. We're not gonna add anything to that. We're not gonna stick any stickers on it. We're not gonna stick any stickers here. I have plenty of them. I could. I did with March. I stuck a little sticker there and I stuck a little sticker there. They didn't really use my voices like I typically do. So there we go. There is our setup. We'll look at this when I do some of that quarterly planning. Here is the voices in our head, and then on Monday, the 1st of April, which is very satisfying. It's kind of like January 1st being on a Monday. The whole year is just turning out satisfying. I'll start my daily log here. Now, the other thing I do want to do, I just want to peek back here at our quarterly planning, because this is where my trackers live. I track sleep, steps, and water. So that's where we are here. Anytime you see a spike in steps, like here and here and here, those are event days. Oh no, this one's not. This one was moving day. So you know what it takes to move. It was way over 10,000 K, and I just got as high as I could. Steps, I'm terrible on getting steps on my work from home days. Like, I just need to step outside my front door and walk around my apartment complex, but I just don't do it. So these plummeting days, days that I definitively worked from home. Over here, I started to set up a Kanban board kind of for video production. Not that I don't track it in other places, like I do have a setup in Notion, but just that I could have something in a visual in my journal. And I think we all know that this went off the rails for February and March with illness, my move getting delayed, my filming equipment being packed up, and then me delaying moving by 2 weeks, and then moving, and my son had surgery, and I had spine situation. We know. We all know. And if you haven't been watching, well, now you know. So this kind of went off the rails, and I think I'm going to try to do something different for April, May, and June. I've already divided this page in half. I see I smudged it too. It's a-okay. We will look at this when I get ready to do the quarterly planning as well. So for now, we just have our monthly spread and our monthly cover page for our daily pages all set up and ready to go. I hope you love the colors of the Aquamarine door and the Atlantean sort of theme. I know I do. It might be my favorite to date. That's controversial considering I really loved the pink door, which is wild for me to love the pink door. But there we go. Welcome to April. Welcome to the Aquamarine door. Please feel free to go grab that planner kit in the description box below. Otherwise, if you liked this video, you know what to do. Give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you in the next one.